This computer terminal provides full access to the LCARS computer net.
Well, hey guys, welcome to the LCARS ADV Subspace channel. Well, this is going to be part 2 of why I pulled the trigger on a GPX dirt bike. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I recommend you check it out. It's a nice video, a lot of production value involved in that. So this time we're going to do something a little more low-key. We're going to talk about the customer service and support from GPX. I think that is very important when purchasing a dirt bike, whether a company is going to back up their product. And when I first started looking into GPX, that was a concern of mine. You know, Chinese bikes have a reputation for being junk, and then you order it, you can't get parts, you can't get support, you know, you're just kind of left out in the desert, you know, if something goes wrong. And I definitely didn't want that when I purchased my 2019 TSE 250R. So yeah, let's talk about the warranty. I think they warranty 6 months, and my experience with the warranty of these bikes is that Gary from GPX, or any of the GPX guys there, they really go the distance to back up the product, and they really, I mean, they reach out to the guys on the Facebook group. People call them and they ask questions about stuff, and the first response is, how do we make it right? And I can give you one experience of mine when I had my FSE 300R. When those bikes first came out, they had some fuel injector issues. They were a little dirty or clogged or whatnot, and I was the one who found out that that was the issue. And well, I reached out to Gary and I said, hey, I got something going on here. He listed, oh, it could be this, this, and this. You know, let's try the ECU. Let's try this and that. He immediately sent me an ECU without even me asking. Had it like 2 or 3 days later. And then, you know, I put that in, didn't work. And I found out it was the fuel injectors. They were a little clogged. They were using some dirty fuel to test them out or something like that. Or it was the fuel filter or something. But anyways, he had just sent me on a new fuel injector. And that was really cool to see that without me even like having to, you know, get into it with somebody about it. The first response was to take care of the customer. And I have run into that on several occasions with GPX personally, and they just go to bat and they take care of the customer, and their first response is to, what do I got to do to make it right? And that is my experience, and that is the experience I see from many people on the Facebook group. They reach out, and Gary is personally on Facebook, you know, trying to help guys out through issues, because let's be honest with you, the GPX is not immune to problems. They have issues just like any other bike brand. That is just the truth. But for the most part, they're problem free. But some guys do have issues, and they reach out on Facebook, and a lot of guys will help them out, you know. But Gary is always one of the first ones to respond, like, whoa, how do I make this right? So I really appreciate the warranty and the customer service as far as to help guys out through their issue. And the issues a lot of times are, you know, the person's fault. For, you know, myself personally, I've done some things wrong or didn't put something together right, and, you know, and I've made the problem myself. But other issues, you know, there are faulty parts on bikes sometimes, and that happens. So, but they make it right. So that's really good to see. Really impressed with GPX on that. And let's talk about parts availability. So parts are a huge thing. You know, you got to be able to replace the parts. You know, most of my parts are from when I dump my bike or crash it or whatever, somebody crashing into me, Luigi in a green machine, perhaps, if you haven't seen that video. But anyways, yeah, I've been able to just call them up and order parts. They have them in stock most every time, and they're pretty darn affordable as well. I haven't had too many issues with that. I know another guy in another video said, oh, that they just rip parts off of other bikes, and no, that's not the case really. I have had that happen just because I needed like a side panel, and the one time they didn't have them in stock, they ripped one off a new bike and sent it to me. So that was just their way of making it right, getting it out to me because I needed it. And I thought that was actually really cool that they did that. And it was still a new part, but you know, so it's not like they're just ripping off and you know, bikes and stuff to get parts out. They have a lot of stock, and they carry this stuff. They carry a lot of extras of stuff. I have ordered pistons, seals, cables for the power valve. I've ordered just you know, just minute, you know, wrist pins, and they just have them in stock. So, and those aren't just like common parts per se, but they've had them in stock, you know, so that really shows when you need something for the bikes, they have them. So that's really good. And we're going to talk about also, you know, I know that the website definitely needs some work. I definitely reached out to Gary from GPX, like, hey man, you need a new website. And he's like, I know. So yeah, the website's not the best. If you need parts, I would just give them a call, and it's super fast and easy. They're really great to deal with, and that is how you should go about getting parts until they actually update the website. But I know it's a little inconvenient to some people. They don't like to make phone calls anymore, but it's really not a problem. It's pretty fast, and you know, most times I get the parts in 2-3 days. I live in New York, and they're out of Utah, so I get the parts 2-3 days, just like ordering from Rocky Mountain ATV. You know, and I just wanted to reiterate that the owner of GPX is very involved. That's Mr. Gary Goodwin. I mentioned it a couple minutes ago, but he is always involved in people's purchases and questions they have on Facebook, and he just goes the distance. And I had the opportunity to meet him about a month ago. We've been trying to get together for a while for a ride. You know, it's really hard because I live in New York, but I was like, hey, I'm going to be in Las Vegas. He said, yep. So we went on a nice adventure trip in Death Valley. I got to spend all week with him, and just to get to know the man and just to see his passion for motorcycles. He is an insanely good rider, like insane. So it was really cool to see that. He leaves me in the dust, but you guys know I'm a mediocre rider, so you get what you get. That's why you subscribe. So, but anyways, just to get to know him, he's just a really great guy to hang out with, and just to talk to him about his passion for motorcycles and why he, you know, even does this was a pleasure. And I got to actually hang out with him for the day after I was done with the trip, and I got to see GPX headquarters in Salt Lake, and I got to see all those parts available, and you know, the bikes all stacked up ready to ship out, and you know, just to see the operations there. I got to meet Jeff and you know, other people there, and just about a great bunch of people, and they were a pleasure to deal with. It was great to get to know them, and I really appreciated it. But as far as warranty and parts on these bikes, I really can't beat it. I know guys who have KTMs and betas, and they can't even get the parts warranted, number one, or you know, they don't have the same customer service as this. I mean, I have never had better customer service with any motorcycle and dirt bike ever. And so they really go to bat, and it's light years better than any other manufacturer that I have dealt with, you know. And I've dealt with Suzuki, Honda, you know, and all them, but I know people that have beta parts and they're waiting 6 months for a part, you know. And it's, you know, GPX isn't perfect, but they really try to go to bat to make it right. So that is my experience with GPX warranty and parts. So that is another reason why I pulled the trigger on GPX bikes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this low-key video, because I didn't do much editing or flashy writing, mediocre writing that I do or whatever like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it's informative. If you have any questions, just reach out, leave a comment, hit the like button, don't be a patak, and subscribe. And look forward to part 3. And like I said, if you haven't already, check out part 1. It's a nice video for, you know, originally what drew me to GPX, how I found them. And so it was a nice video put together. So check it out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Live long and ride.